Mrs. Bradbury! Mrs. Bradbury, this is a friend.
Hello? Who's there?
A friend. I have news.
Come with me, I have something to show you.
Do I have a choice?
Not really, now get going.
There was just some way I could hear what they were saying. Whoa!
You're probably wondering why I brought you here.
I am past wondering at any action you take.
I have sent my family to Boston, so there will be no chance of a witness to what I am about to tell you.
After what you have said in court, I cannot imagine there is anything left you could say that would be of the slightest interest to me.
You are mistaken. I can assure you that what I'm about to say will be of particular interest to both you and your family. Nevertheless, it has come to this. You have seen the accusations, the indictments, and the trials flowing from those events, all occurring since the beginning of this year. Has it not struck you as unusual that this should happen at this particular time?
There has been a certain desperation in the proceedings that has not escaped me, nor your part in it.
Indeed, we have had accusations of witchcraft ever since coming to this new world, but it has never played out in this way. To be perfectly frank, there are those of us who saw this coming over a year ago. There are forces at work here shaping our destiny, and they have little to do with the wonders of the invisible world.
And what might those be?
It comes to this. You can either manage your fate or become the victim of it. My family has always chosen the former. For centuries we have controlled power, acting as the Knights of the Shire in Cumberland, and we intend to do the same in New England.
Time will tell. This is a new beginning.
But, in this case, an old result. With Hawthorne and I as judges, and my nephew George as High Sheriff, we have assisted and in some cases instigated the events which have brought you to this moment. You are witness to what has befallen those who preceded you, so there can be no doubt as to the seriousness of your predicament.
You have said nothing that is not already familiar to me.
Did it not strike you as odd that you should be ensnared in these proceedings when the charge against you is an old one, and you live in so remote a district as Salisbury?
Again, you are only saying what is obvious.
Let's be blunt then. I have managed all of this hysteria and these trials for one end, and that is to place before you and your husband an inescapable decision.
And what decision is that?
A decision which might be made easier for you if you understand the circumstances. While it is not generally known, England no longer has trees of sufficient size to construct the masts required by our warships and heavy trading vessels. The Danes were supplying those trees, but to thwart our naval power cut off the supply 40 years ago. Since then, England has relied on the shipment of those trees from here in New England. To control this resource, the Crown is now requiring that all trees 24 inches in diameter and larger, and not on private property, be marked explicitly as belonging to the Crown. Which brings us to you.
How is that possible?
Quite simply, Hawthorne and I have a large sawmill in Maine, which has made us a fortune supplying those trees to the crown. However, with this change in status and the fact that all the large trees near the coast have been cut down, we find our interests severely compromised and our sawmill's operations at risk. Hawthorne's brother, who is married to my sister, manages that mill and assures me that our continued success relies on our procuring a source of trees from private lands near the coast. Now, do you understand the import of this situation?
So that's what this is all about. Sheer, unadulterated greed?
It has nothing to do with greed. It is all about maintaining the structure of our society and our place in it. To that end, I have a document here that I would like to show you. Do you know what this is?
I'm not certain.
This is the grant of land to your husband Thomas, made when he was acting as land agent for his great-uncle Ferdinando Gorges. As you might recall, Gorges had the land patent for the province of Maine.
So, that's what this is all about.
Precisely. Your husband's land grant in Maine is now worth a king's ransom, this year and for many years to come. And of course, it is critical to England, my family's mill, and to me personally, and I plan to have it.
How did you get that document?
My good friend, Judge Stoughton, provided it to me from the archives in Boston.
My God, is there no one not involved in this?
Very few in positions of influence. There is still Thomas Danforth who stands against us. He was once Lieutenant Governor, but no more. That position has also been taken by Stoughton. Governor Phipps might oppose us, but he is busy fighting the French and Indians in Maine, and consequently protecting the land which will soon be mine.
You have inflamed the passions of this hysteria, and let good men and women go to their deaths, all to maintain the status of yourself and your cohorts.
I see you understand, but let us not lay aside the service we perform for our country.
I am speechless.
To bring you up to date, your husband has submitted a petition signed by quite a number of your neighbors attesting to your good character, as if that mattered. Quite a charming effort, though. In fact, he is coming again on the 21st with an update to that petition, but I have an offer waiting for him which I think he might accept.
And what is that?
One might say your life and his for a few trees. Your husband will be faced with a rather stark choice of signing over his land grant to me, or watching you proceed to the gallows.
And what if he refuses?
I will explain to him it will make little difference. He will discover that the day after your execution, he will be accused of being a wizard himself and brought before my court. The result of that trial is a foregone conclusion. You could say his grave is already dug.
What good will that do you?
Do you not see? With you and your husband deceased, it is a simple matter to forge his signature on this document, and the end is the same.
This is a choice with no choice.
I see you understand. I will have you brought here when your husband arrives with his petition. At that time, the two of you can decide if you would prefer to be allowed to return to your home, have dinner with your grandchildren, see your family safely in bed, or proceed down a more difficult course.
May God have mercy on your soul.
I am certain that he will. In all instances, I have acted in the best interests of preserving society as we know it, and in preserving England. It is all so very easy. On the one hand, I accept the petition your husband brings me and offer you clemency. On the other hand, I don't. And now to return you to your confinement, where I am sure you will have a lot to consider.
Mrs. Bradbury!
Yes, who is there?
I just overheard what you were told.
That is a comfort. I'd almost begun to think I had imagined it.
There's little we can do with so many men of influence involved in this, but I may have a solution.
Is that possible?
All I can say at this moment is that you must be prepared the night after tomorrow for whatever may occur.
God bless you for bringing me hope at this most desperate moment.
'Tis my plan to bring more than hope in 2 nights, so ready yourself and I will return.
Until then, take care.
'Tis late, I had better get back. You're a fine-looking horse. I really should carry Runner after that ride. Thank you so much for being such a great horse tonight. Good to see we agree you're a great horse. I really should give Runner some grain. He did a great job tonight. Here is some grain for you. There you are, all ready for the night. I should put the key back in the groom's chamber so he doesn't miss it in the morning. I really should carry Runner after that ride. Thank you so much for being such a great horse tonight. Good to see we agree you're a great horse. I should put on my nightgown first. That's better. All ready for bed. A busy day. I should sleep well. Ah, the letter from Mama.
My dearest Jane, Boston is much improved over the stories I had heard about it some time ago from your cousins who had traveled here a few years ago. Your father's business dealings are going quite well, and it is now hoped we might have the opportunity to travel down the coast to New York. Your father believes there are also some shipping opportunities there, and I would dearly love to see what New Amsterdam has become. I understand that much Dutch is still spoken in the region. I hope you and Bethia have had the opportunity to comfort the Bradburys and provide what assistance you may. In all cases, please make certain that Samuel Phipps has plans confirmed to bring you and Bethia back to Boston no later than the 25th. Papa and I both send our love. Mama. P.S. Mr. Danforth asked if you could pass along a message to Samuel. He wished that it be relayed rather specifically. Here is the message. A true cargo is needed to be transported no later than the 19th. Otherwise, it will spoil on the morrow.
What a lovely letter. I am so glad to hear that things are going well with Father's business dealings. If everything goes as I expect, we should easily be back in Boston before the 25th. I almost forgot my bonnet again. What will I wear today? I'd best not choose this one. It's much better suited for evening attire. This one will be very nice for today. Perfect. Ready for the day. Morning, Janie. How are you this day?
Very well, thank you. And yourself?
Very well indeed. Did you speak with your grandfather last night?
I did, and he has quite a number of new signatures on his petition on behalf of my grandmother, so I am very encouraged.
I am so glad to hear that.
He has a meeting with Judge Corwin the day after tomorrow to present his supplement to the original petition. He is already out this morning following up on a few more signatures.
That is exciting news. Ah, here's Bethia.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I have a question for you, Bethia.
Yes?
Do you have any news on how Rebecca is doing?
Unfortunately, she is still doing poorly.
While we were making candles yesterday, I noticed that she was almost out of bayberry wax. I was thinking we might pick some bayberries and then we could stop by and check on her while at the same time making some wax.
That is a splendid idea.
I would love to come and help pick bayberries, but then I believe I should return here in case my grandfather should need me.
That is an excellent plan.
I know just the place. Let's go.
This is a lovely place, Bethia.
Thank you, Jane.
There are so many bayberries. I love this time of year.
This is going very well.
Indeed. This is the perfect day for this.
I'm so glad I came.
Bethia, do you know when your brother Samuel will return?
He is supposed to return this evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing him.
That is excellent news. My mama wrote, and in her letter she included a short postscript with a message from your grandfather for Samuel.
That is good timing. I'm sure he'll be glad of the message.
I see an even better bush. I'm going to move over there.
We should have enough bayberries before you know it.
This is always so much fun. My basket is almost full as well. Does anyone know the best way of getting away from a skunk?
I don't think there is a trick to it. You just back up slowly and then run.
Because we have an extra berry picker, and he has black fur and a white stripe. Run! I don't think I have ever run so fast.
Me either. My legs feel like jelly.
Somehow I managed to get here with all my berries.
Me too, or at least most of them anyway. I'm glad we got here with all our baskets, and I'm not the one who has to walk back to the ordinary just now.
I so agree with you. Now, if you will look in on Rebecca, I will get started with these bayberries.
An excellent idea.
I need to put in the berries first. Done. It needs more water. It needs more water. That should do it. Now all we have to do is let them boil for about 10 minutes. Now to take the pot off the fire and let it cool. Now that the pot is cooled, we can pick the bayberry wax out and put it in the candle making box. Now Rebecca has the bayberry wax she needs to make candles next week.
Rebecca is feeling a bit better. How is it going with the bayberries?
All done. Everything went smoothly, and the bayberry wax is in Rebecca's candle making box.
You are so quick, I don't know how you do it. If you want to go and see how Janie is doing, I will take care of everything here and clean up.
I was just thinking of Janie, and I think that's a good idea.
I know Rebecca is very appreciative of you and I helping out. She has given me these bonnets for you and I as a token of her appreciation. She says they may provide us protection in the dark.
It has been a joy. I'll see you when you get back to the ordinary.
I'll be along shortly. How is it with Rebecca Preston this day?
She appears to be some better, but she does worry me.
Did the bayberries make up much wax?
It was an excellent harvest of bayberry, and I am sure that Rebecca now has enough bayberry wax for several weeks of candle making.
That alone should take some worry from Rebecca.
It is a difficult time for Rebecca, and she doesn't need to worry about the mundane issues of life.
I know the feeling. It seems all I do is sit and worry. I wish there was some diversion to take my mind off things.
I noticed there was a mills table. Would you like to play a game of mills?
I haven't played mills since I was a little girl, when Grandmama insisted that I learn it. She said all young ladies should know how to play. I think a game of mills would be a pleasant diversion.
This is an ancient game and is supposed to provide protection from evil.
We need all the protection from evil we can get.
My great-grandmama used to tell that the Celts have played mills since before they came to our islands, and that the board represents the 4 winds, the 4 elements, and the 4 cardinal directions.
There is so much tradition bound up in mills, and that is what makes it so charming. You have white, so you can move first. I think you've done this before. Good move. You are a natural at this.
Very considered move.
What to do now? I know why they call this Mills. I'm starting to feel like I'm being ground down. I know why they call this Mills. I'm starting to feel like I'm being ground down. Good move. You are a natural at this.
Very astute move.
What to do now? I think you've done this before. I think you've done this before. Good move.
Very astute move.
What to do now?
Nice game. That was fun.
It does help pass the time, and at the very least, it's helped drive some evil thoughts away. I love Mills. Have you two had a good time playing?
Yes, a very pleasant time.
I hope your brother Samuel brings interesting news when he returns. It's already dark, so I expect he should be here any time. Oh, there he is now.